Hello and welcome to this episode of Spoilers for Days, where we basically unpack a show and just go to town on spoilers. So if you've come here looking for non-spoilery content, I'm sorry, this is not the podcast for you.
You need to get the fuck out.
Oh god. I'm Josh, and with me I have got Anastasia.
Hello.
And this episode we are going to recap the entirety of Sex Education Season 2. For those of you who might have listened to the previous episodes that we did of Sex Ed, you'll know that Bin was on for that. We tried to get Bin on, but
he was scheduled to be on, and
the scheduled appearance, but again did not appear at the last minute, unfortunately.
Somehow very on brand for him still.
Not wrong. Not wrong. What else?
Correct.
In terms of brands, what's Bin's brand?
Oh, I was going to say something really mean then, but I stopped myself. I love you, Bin.
Well, we try to love you.
You make it hard to love you, Bin.
Yeah, that's a thing. That's a genuine thing. But anyway, Anastasia, you what?
No.
No.
just singing to myself.
It's been a day.
It's been a day, guys.
Oh, sorry. It's been a hell of a 6 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lordy.
Happy self-isolation or whatever the fuck.
Good lord. But
and
anyway,
self-isolation to you, sir. I wasn't on the first Sex Ed pod because I hadn't yet seen this show.
But you watched... Hang on. Did we get you to watch this? I can't remember how we got you to watch Sex Ed.
No, I think season 2 was released, and then I went, well, guess I'm fucking doing all of it now.
Oh yeah, true. So yeah. What did you think of season 1?
I need to. What the fuck happened?
I can't remember if you tweeted this.
I may
God
have.
help me.
I started tweeting at some point, which is something I rarely do.
Yeah, that's not your brand.
That's sure ain't. Oh, it was the season of Gillian Anderson in pantsuits, and
yes,
I lived for it. Please give me more pantsuits next season.
Did you have anything? Oh, what else was there?
It's really funny because I really vividly remember season 2.
Yes.
Did I ever watch season 2? I might have watched season 2 twice.
Oh, okay.
So season 1 is like, what? Who was there? What was happening?
Let me see if I can find my tweet thread from this.
Yeah, well, I really should have thought about this.
Oh god. What happened?
I found a recap.
Yeah, let's find a recap. I can't be asked re-listening to the previous Spoilers for Days content because, you know.
I think the issue is that they flow on so nicely, and like the seasons really like just kind of feel as one. So I'm trying to differentiate what was 1 and what was 2, and I just...
So the ending of season 1 was Adam getting shipped off to military college.
Oh, okay.
You know, when he done gone fucked Eric with his big white dick. Yep.
Yeah. That happens, eh?
Dear Lord.
It's... Yeah, because it's so great that that all of these characters get time to grow and move over the season, but I forgot, like, most of Adam's stuff happened in season 2.
Yeah. His
if
arc
not all
is...
of it, really.
But then we get to... what else happened in season 1? Eric finally, I guess, stood up to his dad, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he, like, comes out. Does he come out to it?
No.
Like...
It wasn't that he came out. It's that he'd come out already. I think it's just his parents not being, like, fully accepting.
I think when I say come out, I think I mean, like, kind of, like, unfurl his feathers a little bit more.
I see. More glamorous.
Just, like, he becomes more accepting of himself, therefore. Yeah, that prom shot is, like...
Oh, God bless.
The most amazing. I envy the man's choice of patterns and prints.
Yeah. But props to costume design for doing that, because wow.
Ugh.
Whew.
I definitely went on, like, a real deep dive into the costuming for the show.
Of course you did.
On Brett.
Yes.
Yeah, because I can't remember if I brought this up in a pod. I feel like I've talked about it before.
What?
That the costuming was made to feel like in a weird timelessness of sort of this blend of Americana.
No, you never brought this up.
I feel like I've spoken about it or I texted it. I don't know.
I can't remember, but yeah.
But yeah, I read something about that before I watched the show, which just made me more intrigued about. Like, yeah, it was like it references 80s English style and then American style, and it's this weird blend of something.
It's neither here nor there.
Yeah, which is like it's really cool. To the costuming department, thank you.
Oh dear. But yeah, from what I remember, I really enjoyed season 1. For me, when did because season 1 came out end of 2018?
It was a while ago. I was late to the party.
You were very late to the party. Sex Education season 1 premiere was
June 2019.
Okay. It was the same time last year. So mid-Jan 2019. So yeah, I think what I did there was a lot of like behavioral analysis, if I'm not mistaken. And I kind of did that with this season too, just curiously, like, you know, shits and gigs. I wanna see what came out from this season. And there's a lot of stuff that came out this season, like a lot. I think a lot more heavier stuff came out this season than I expected. And that's not a bad thing. I mean, like, given the response from, I think what they did was, given the response from the viewing audience, I think they were confident that if they were going to tell these, you know, the arcs that we're going to touch on, it would be useful and productive.
Yeah, well, the amount of response that I saw was like, give, like, this audience, like, your specific viewing audience of, like, 16 to and upwards, something that is real and is important and, like, doesn't, like, hide or, like, try and put a layer over these harsh topics. Because if you're displaying them in a show with high school kids, then you're inferring that they happen in real life. So, like, you need to give realness to this demographic that receives stuff like, you know, we grew up in, you know, Blue Water High, and
oh dear Lord,
that was our drama, like our high school drama.
But yeah.
Blue Water High was a choice to pull out then.
Look, that was a very... I don't know, Australia was in this strange, like, let's use surfing as our sort of... I mean, that we still have that with bloody Home and Away.
Yeah, but Home and Away is its own entity, like...
That's true.
It's so weird.
Blue Water High is a lot more, thirsty.
And
I believe
blatant.
That's an understatement.
It's very blatant in its thirst.
We're going to go down a rabbit hole of seeing, like, where did all these shirtless boys and girls end up? Because there are a lot of shirtless people. Or, yeah, basically. Sweet Jesus.
Yeah, was it okay for the small children of that generation?
Maybe, I'm curious, did any young Australian have a sexual awakening to Blue Water High?
Oh, almost indefinitely.
Yeah.
I can almost guarantee it.
Guaranteed. Oh, lordy. Okay, we were talking about this beforehand. We were going to go off track somehow. I didn't expect it to be Blue Water High.
Blue Water High and so early.
We haven't even gotten to the proper season 2 just yet. So I guess this is going to operate a little bit differently to how we recap the first season. We are going to discuss the entirety of season 2 in this episode. And we'll touch on sort of the big sort of stories that we found that were important. So
fuck the format.
The format has never really been stable anyway. The main thing is spoilers.
Just like its hosts.
Yes. Yeah. We are stable but also unstable. Structured but unstructured.
Well, not right now.
Yeah, not right now.
There's no structure.
Anyway. Yeah. Okay, so if I recall correctly, and this is not going to be in like any sort of chronological order, there's Jackson's sort of toxic masculinity complex thing.
Yeah, gross.
There's Otis and his relationship with his dad. But then there's also Raheem.
Oh my god, I completely forgot about Raheem.
Oh no. There's Raheem, Eric, Adam. That's a separate entity in and of itself. And then you have Adam separately, for like half of the season. But then you have Amy's, sexual assault arc. And then, is there anything else I'm missing? The musical thing with Lily and Ola, and yeah, the very queer, very hentai musical.
Yeah, man. Also Maeve and her mom and shit.
Oh yeah, yep, and Jean and Mr. Groff, who's a complete cunt. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I don't know if we'll be able to cover everything, but anyway, we'll do our best. Lily's thing as well. No, not Lily's thing.
The one that gets mistaken for Lily.
Yeah. The one I thought was Lily, but could be Lily's twin.
They're very similar. I'm a little worried in their casting choices, but...
Well, you know, like, white people all look the same.
They do.
That is... This is the perfect example of white people all look the same.
It's true. It just
sadly. Okay, what do you want to touch on first?
Let's get into that hentai musical.
We're gonna go there.
I feel like that's what you hesitated over when listing off things. So we're just gonna.
Okay. So yeah, how did we feel about Lily being in charge of what is essentially High School Musical, but make it hentai and gay?
Yeah, who gave her that much right? Who gave a student?
Who gave her that much control? It'd be that science teacher who is banging the English lit.
Yeah. who was also the music teacher and also in charge of the musical theatre program,
and also in charge of the sex ed program.
Which all lines up.
Ah, bless. I was not prepared for that many models of genitalia.
Oh, the props department! Like what an astounding effort of.
Oh, God bless. God bless. Lordy, lordy, lordy. I'm sure you have thoughts as like a theatre person.
Well, I think
on this.
A musical theatre version of Romeo and Juliet should exist in this format.
And by this format, what do you mean by that?
Like there are musical versions that exist, and none of them are like great.
Are you telling me High School Musical is not a great adaptation of the Romeo and Juliet story?
Yes.
We have friends that enjoy High School Musical and worship the cult of Zac Efron.
I worship High School Musical, but it's not.
It's hot.
It's
trash.
not a good adaptation of Romeo and Juliet. It is its own thing. It lives in its own world. Don't at me about fucking.
Oh, you know what's a really good one? I saw this. Oh my god, when was this? 2018.
That was a wet one. Sorry.
Oh lord. It's called Romeo is Not the Only Fruit, which is like it's a lesbian Greek tragedy musical version of the Romeo and Juliet story.
Sounds fucking great, and sounds like it
was fucking amazing.
Really well with Lily's musical.
You know what? You're not wrong.
There's some similarities in there, I reckon.
Yeah, yeah. Without the penises, vaginas, clits, and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah, just the imagery. It's inferred.
Leave it up to you. It's
the inferred vagina.
Inferred penis, inferred vagina. Fun stuff. Any other thought you wanted to share?
Oh man, it was like first off, why wasn't the principal privy to a preview?
Oh yeah, that was a big thing. Why the fuck wasn't Groff? What did Groff see like in terms of proposal?
Yeah, surely he had to approve something, but it wasn't right.
Oh, maybe Lily was a master of deference and was like, oh, we'll have props that are mushrooms, and neglected to say penises. And
Lily is definitely the type of person that would just be straight up, though.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
No, but the need for a hentai musical is strong. It needs to exist.
Oh.
If purely for the props.
Oh, okay. and stage design.
How amazing would it be?
Oh, look, if it's going to be...
I don't know what the content is, but...
Romeo and Juliet, obviously.
Yeah.
Or should we make it like like a less problematic West Side Story?
Less problematic in one way and more problematic in another way.
Let's make it more hentai, less harmful stereotypes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fair exchange? Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
I also just have a question about who was operating the show. Was it Lily? Was Lily making the lights work?
Lily was running... No. Oh, wait, hang on.
What? I was like, what is her role in this?
She is like supreme daddy overlord. I think she had like a whole program set up.
I was very confused into the organization of this fictional hentai musical.
But also, how much money did Groff like hand over?
Yeah, that's a
right.
Was a big budget. That costuming, that was a big cast.
Yeah, that was like almost quarter of the school. Yeah, that's like minimum $15,000.
Considering that the teacher in charge is also the PE and the science and the music teacher.
Yeah, it's true.
God. Lily went on a journey. A journey, didn't she?
A whole journey, and like her arc with Ola, I think ended in a, because it wasn't like a true happy ending. It was kind of she was scared, and like Lily wasn't like ready to sort of dive into the whole relationship thing. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll see more of Lily next season.
I think definitely we'll see more Lily and Ola.
Yeah. I don't really remember much of Ola that season, besides her being other people's plot points, sort of thing.
She really was other people's like object of attraction and whatnot, because basically it went from being a romantic interest to Otis to finding out she's actually attracted to Lily to maybe not being in a relationship with Lily. Yeah, that was a very interesting arc they decided to take her on. Although it was also kind of paired up with the fact that Jakob and Jean were really getting into it. Maybe we'll talk about that now as well. Might as well. This whole Jakob Jean thing was kind of like pretty much like a carryover from the previous season, so it wasn't that hard to see where like the children would find out.
Yeah.
Thereby making it hella awkward.
Well, it turned into what I am now calling the Riverdale complex.
Oh, you mean the
because the mother,
the father boyfriend brother complex.
Yeah, like the weird square that we come into where it's like.
Well, it's not a square.
No, well, when it's the parent and the child, and then a different set of a parent and a child.
Yes.
Start dating.
Coming together. Yes.
It's like, is this incest? It's too close to call, guys. Might as well just back out of it while we can.
Yeah.
No, we're not going to back out of it. We're going to keep. Okay, we're going to.
We're going to keep going.
All right. Cool.
See,
cool.
I haven't watched past. I don't even know if I made it past halfway through season 2. No, I didn't. Well, I think I made it to the Carrie episode and stopped.
Oh man, that's so far back.
Yeah, so
that's like
I
a
have
season
not.
Back.
That's a season and a half.
Yeah,
that's a whole season and a half. But yeah, that wasn't. Oh god. But yeah, the whole Otis, Ola, and then Jakob and Jean thing was just like, guys, you knew this was bound to happen, and this was going to be awkward anyway. Why didn't?
Yeah, for like somebody as like as Jean, like the person that Jean is, you'd think she'd just be like, oh, I know what's best for the children, and it's to just tell them. And it's like, nah.
But I think that's the thing. Like, that's the good thing about the show, is that no character is perfect. Everyone has their own blind spot.
Yeah.
But also, there's a fundamental and very real lack of communication.
It make the show good. And very relatable.
Yeah. It really is. Relatable in some aspects. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Not the hentai musical thing.
I beg to differ. You don't go to an arts school, Joshua.
That's true. That's true. I am not opposed to hentai musicals. No, I'm actually... Yeah, no, I'm not.
Did you
I'm
have to
just
think
like...
about whether or not you were opposed to them?
I was like, am I actually, like, subconsciously biased against hentai musicals?
That is somebody's art form. Please respect it.
Art is subjective.
And you must respect it.
I was talking with a friend. I was like, art is 95% interpretation.
Yep.
Yeah, it is very subjective. But yes, respect the art for what it is.
Respect it, please. Oh, jeez.
Lordy. So yeah, did you have thoughts about like the deteriorating? Oh, and also because Jean finds out at the end that she's not actually suffering from heartbreak, is that she's pregnant.
She's preggers.
Preggers with whose child though?
Da-da-da-da-da.
Who is the father? Are we? I swear to fucking God, if next season is just going to be fucking Mamma Mia, the musical.
Yes. Jade would play a fantastic Meryl Streep character.
Not wrong. I can see Gillian Anderson actually doing that.
Oh my God, Asa Butterfield as the daughter.
As Amanda Seyfried.
As Amanda Seyfried. Oh fuck. Who could do it too? It would be okay.
I mean, in an alternate universe, surely it would be Amy. That would be the Amanda Seyfried.
Yeah, because she would be like the one that would get pregnant with.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. No, yeah, it would happen.
It works. But yeah, we're fairly certain it's Jakob's baby.
But
we're fairly certain.
Does Jean keep
unless Jean is unless Jean is the Virgin Mary. Oh.
Yes, the Virgin Mary is a sex therapist.
Hey, don't knock the Virgin Mary.
I'm not. Well, no, I am knocking the Virgin Mary. I was going to say, no, that's not what I'm doing. That's definitely what I'm doing. Did you think we'd attack Christianity while we were at it?
Hey! Dear me. We've done that before. What do you mean? This is not our first rodeo critiquing faith. Oh dear. What else is there? With the Jakob. Oh, might as well talk about Principal Groff and how he's such an asshole.
But also,
he's such a
bit of a dick too.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
well,
no
the thing is,
for like
Jakob and Jean are very similar. They have very similar personalities in that they don't compromise. I think because Jean has always been passive when she meets her ex-husband, Otis's father. And then given like how long she's been quote unquote independent, is that she's been she doesn't yield to men like other men.
Yeah, but also he's moved into her house.
That's true.
She runs her business out of her house.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, but
yeah.
Mr. Groff also
terrible asshole.
Equally
such a complex.
A douchebag, just in a different way to his wife.
Yeah, yeah. And I feel so sorry for the wife too.
She's so lovely. She's so...
She's genuinely like a very, very kind soul. Given how she talks to her son and interacts with Adam, and everyone else, like, she just needs, like she said, she just needs to get fucked.
Yeah, let the poor woman get fucked.
Please.
In a nice way.
Yes. On her terms, with her consent.
And the other person's consent.
Yes, that's true.
And all of the
yeah. Consent everywhere. But yeah, that was a very, like, don't want to say sad in terms of, like, daggy, but in, like, emotionally it's a very sad storyline for her character to have to admit to herself that she has not been appreciated by her husband of however many years. But
yeah, I think, but she comes out of it really uplifted, and I think
that's true. She finds her own independence.
Yeah, like I found her story like really uplifting and really like sort of inspiring, because that sort of character does not get explored on like on major television. Like, it's not like that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You know, you run around looking for strong female characters, and when they come in the form of like somebody's mother, it's even more important sometimes for like to see, especially like how often she was mistreated. For her to just completely come out of it was like a new person with new independence, really finding herself. It was really, really something special, especially for her son to be able to watch, even though he's a douchebag running around doing more stupid things.
Yeah. She holds out a lot of hope for her husband. Like she holds out hope that he can change.
Yeah, he's just kind of a douche, though, man.
He's a cunt, though. He's a straight up cunt. Like, when he started looking for that bloody notebook, he was just like, "Oi, nah, mate, you can't. No, you're just a straight up cunt at this point." Yeah. And it's kind of, I think my assessment of it was at the end of season 1. It was very much like Adam is only acting out this way because of his dad and the behavior.
Because his dad's a dick.
Yeah, because his dad's an asshole.
In his behavior.
Yes, we're going down the psych route now. This is just a reactive position that Adam takes to his own father's asshole behavior patterns as well. But yeah, Adam in military school, and then having to get dismissed, like dishonorably discharged from military school because those two boys couldn't admit that they were fucking each other. Also, that carried weed on them. Oh God.
Yeah.
Adam's arc at the beginning of this second season was like, I feel so I really don't want him to, you know, like the whole 13 Reasons Why thing.
Ugh.
Like the arc of him, like the potential was, I said this in our recap of this season, the first season, was that I fear that we could go down the route of him returning and he's like such a toxic masculinity, like toxic mask person.
Yeah.
That would just, not healthy. I'm glad we didn't go down that route. Thank fuck.
Yeah, he got a bit of redemption. Like,
There's
room for him to have more.
A lot more, but it's baby steps. We're talking about a man who hasn't had like a healthy relationship with another male figure.
Really, with another person who hasn't had a healthy.
Well, I contend that the relationship with his mum, but we're talking like in the context of his father being like the overarching figure in the family.
That scene with him and Ola, where Ola's like, yeah, you're my friend, and he's like, I've never had a friend, and I'm like, oh
That's
my god,
true.
that's so cute
like,
and
oh,
beautiful.
God. Bless all these queer children banding together.
Come together under one roof.
The gay gang.
It's almost like because they are more educated, they become more queer. Slow descent.
What, a slow descent into queerness?
Well, yeah.
I don't know if you can count. I don't know if it. I don't know if you can. There's no such thing as a slow descent into queerness, I think.
It's more like you fell off a cliff and hit the bottom of Queer Lake.
Yeah. Sounds about right. Yeah. Because it's a very, sudden drop. Unless you're hella privileged, in which case maybe it is a slow descent into queerness.
It's a hike. It's a hike that, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of walking metaphors that I don't relate to, so I don't know why I'm even trying. I don't go outside. What?
Well, not in this current period of time that we're recording this episode. But yeah. Dear Lord. But yeah, over this season, I feel like Adam has become a lot more open and vulnerable to being able to actually say stuff, especially the whole thing with Ola, that whole conversation he had, and then that leads into him sort of being more open to finally ask Eric out at the second last episode.
Yeah, which I have issues with.
Pray tell.
Look, I don't so much have an issue with the cute little dates to the weird junkyard thing.
While
he's also with Raheem, but I have an issue with Eric accepting it at the musical and just leaving Raheem. And no.
Well, okay. Here's a question I pose to you. Do you think then there's a potential for an open relationship to be explored?
I mean, sure.
Or a
why
throuple.
The fuck not? But also, Raheem's a little weird.
Throuple.
I'm not sure about Raheem. But it also wasn't right to leave Raheem.
Yeah.
But Raheem weirds me out a little bit. He has a weird vibe that I don't.
What do you? Okay, we're gonna talk about Raheem now. Raheem is the new. He's the obviously not straight, very French, new student.
Yeah.
At the school, so Eric was like, I need to get on that continental dick real fast.
Well, considering he was one of then 3 gay men.
Yes.
And the other one is...
The other one... Well...
I don't even know what's going on over there, but...
Oh, we have to talk about Anwar's arc too. Okay.
Do we?
No. What I'm going to say is, holy shit, there's so much growth.
There's a lot of growth in this season.
There's like Ruby. Ruby's whole character arc.
Oh, yeah.
Because Ruby's whole thing was the stigma around, well, first of all, her and Otis had sex. Questionable. We don't know if it's unprotected or not. And then the whole conversation around the stigma around contraception, using the pill. So yeah, that growth, right? There were a lot of points, even Anwar's hesitance to do anal.
Well, yeah, those two were very much set up in the first season to be, well, the 3 of them are set up to be villains, and that's it. They don't get any depth.
Yeah, they don't get a redemption arc, as it were.
But season 2 really opens it up for all 3 of them.
Definitely. And it's as you watch this season, it's what is this growth? Why am I crying? Where is all this growth coming from?
Why am I crying? But I say that often.
But yeah,
Yeah, also
But
she
yes,
just
Raheem.
drops that her dad was diagnosed with MS.
Oh yeah, diagnosed with
And I
MS.
was
Yeah,
like,
that was a
what? I missed
that was
something.
a
Got whiplash.
obviously, you know, they had to cut some arcs short. But yeah, that was a big like. Okay, we're just gonna acknowledge that exists, I guess, and not talk about it anymore.
Yeah.
Than that.
I think
Okay, fine.
if I were to choose out of like the 3 plastic equivalents,
Tiny. Yeah.
I want to see more of Ruby next season. Give her a little bit more growth and depth, and
Well, we'll see. It'll be interesting who gets more, I guess, time to get explored next season. Yeah, because of this so much growth.
do you think we'll even see Raheem next season, or do you think it'll end with like, oh, he went back to
No.
France?
I think we'll see Raheem next season. We have no choice. Eric has to make a decision, I guess.
Eric already made it. Sure.
Well,
He could choose to, have both.
again, like I said, are we going to explore the possibility of an open relationship?
I mean, why the fuck not? We've done everything else in this show.
In my opinion, because like the way I saw it is that I feel like Eric is open to the idea of an open relationship because of the way that he himself is content with having Raheem and Adam.
Yeah, who was it? Was it the end of the season where Raheem was like, yeah, no.
Raheem was like, you done fucked up, boy. Because he wasn't so sure about Adam's intentions.
Yeah.
As well. Which I understand, but also we don't know enough. We got some idea of how Raheem is. It's just, yeah. He was this person of mystery, I think, for a long time.
The gay love triangle of season 3. Get fucking pumped.
Hey, what happens if Adam and Raheem are the ones that get together?
Leave Eric.
Eric is all alone again.
But I want the best for Eric.
But
he just needs to not make stupid fucking decisions.
And he needs to reconcile, like, the big thing for him was, like, he separates his time, like, with family and outside of family. Like, he keeps those identities separate.
I did.
And
the
for him,
scenes with his family were really sweet, though. Like all his sisters and stuff.
Yeah.
That was so cute.
Mm-hmm. But also, like, was it with family or is it with church? I think it's him trying to reconcile faith. I think that was the bigger thing.
That he takes Raheem with him to church and Raheem's like, oh, I don't preach anything.
And he's very different in church than outside of church. Yeah. So it's like, I mean, obviously it's a valid thing to want to split those identities, but surely it won't do much help in the long run. So
I mean, it's also incredibly relatable, not just in he is a homosexual man going into a church which doesn't entirely accept homosexuality, but like, you know, you have a different personality around your parents, to your close group of friends, to your partner, to like your outer community. So it's
can I tell you, this is also like a huge mood for me.
It's why you're bringing it up. We're just all Swedish chef.
Yeah, but yeah, it's about, I think next season, because it's already been confirmed that it will happen. I think there'll be a lot of reconciliation. Like next season, if we're gonna focus on Eric alone, it will be him reconciling a lot of these different parts of himself and how he can be everything at the same time. Like, be both openly gay, but also fully accepting of faith. Like, merging those two worlds together in a way that is, like, helpful for him, I guess.
I hope he takes both Adam and Raheem to church with him.
That will be an interesting plotline I want to see.
That would be... What a time.
What a time that will be. Yeah. Okay. Now that we've stayed on Raheem for maybe a bit too long.
He was brilliant in the show.
Not wrong. He was
another side character that we got.
He was such a minor character, although there are other minor characters that sort of fit into this. We also have Amy's the whole sexual assault thing,
which culminates in the bus scene, which I saw tweets for.
Massive growth.
Yeah.
In all.
But to I think I was like towards the end of season 1, and everybody was tweeting about the bus scene in season 2, and I was like, what the fuck is the bus scene, and why are all these people crying?
Mm-hmm. Then you realise.
There's and they handle it so, like, the writing and the direction is handled so well and so carefully to make a point, but it really is a testament to the creators of the show about how they didn't just kind of like throw it in. Like, you could very easily be like, yeah, we'll throw in a little bit of sexual abuse, and we'll throw in a little bit of this and a little bit of that, which I have seen in theatre a lot, because they just go, people will relate to this, and like, just throw shit in that you think will catch people's attention, but they handled it with such care, and to make it like an empowering female story too, with all of the all like 6 women at the end that help her get on the bus, and I was like,
I'm crying, but I don't know why I'm crying. I think the benefit of it, Amy's arc going through more than one episode, shows also how one event can cause so much. It is PTSD. Like, you're watching Amy's PTSD.
Definitely
from
not
the very
confining
beginning
it to one episode.
Yep.
Really showcases how difficult the entire process can be.
And like, what happens to the relationships that she has, the damage that this event causes, because Steve gets hurt.
Steve.
Poor sweet hunky.
Because those two are
Steve.
like made for each other. Like,
they are the Jason and Janet of this show.
Yeah, for him to not be able to understand, her not to be able to convey.
Because he wants to understand, but he can't make the leap to empathize with what Amy's going through.
Yeah.
So So Steve. I really do appreciate like the way that it was handled and the way that we go about showing this, because there is it's on YouTube. I think Netflix released like a Q or like a round table sort of thing with the women who were in that arc with Amy.
Yeah.
Talking about like that arc, but also bringing in sort of their own experiences of similar sort of stuff that's going on for them.
Yeah, it's so hard to watch stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
it's so important.
Super important. Yeah. I'm going to take a little sidetrack. I saw a show last year. It was called Socially Unacceptable. I cannot remember who the woman was, but it was like a one-woman show. It was in the Fringe, in a tiny tent. It was like 40 degrees. And it was like I want to say it was like a 45 to an hour show of just her monologuing about her sexual abuse stories.
Oh.
And it was really, like it could have been really bad, because the Fringe is, but it was really beautiful, and I walked out of it with like 2 girls, and I just kind of held them, and we just walked with like no kind of direction. We just walked and we just held each other, and it was, sometimes you don't realize how often that sort of stuff happens, and like even like per person. Like it happens so often, and to really showcase it, and then to bring it back to something that like is fairly, you know, happy with the girls coming together. It was, yeah, a beautiful, beautiful way to take it.
It was, yeah. And then we have Amy, not Amy's, fucking hell, Maeve's sort of relationship with her mum.
Yeah, which is a weird little offshoot that they decided to kind of bring back.
Well, I think with Maeve's sort of thing, it's like, how will she cope with her mum being back in her life after her mum basically left her to fend for herself?
I find the storyline less interesting though than her one with Isaac.
Oh, Isaac.
I feel like they needed Maeve to be doing something throughout the season while Otis was doing whatever the fuck he was doing.
True.
So to bring back her mum, like it felt, I don't know, it felt needed, but I was just less interested because like
fair enough.
I knew where it was going, sort of.
Yeah, at the end of it, it's like the whole trust issue, and giving people a second chance. That was sort of the main arc for Maeve this season. Is like she's lost so many people she can trust, and how does she regain that with them over time? But yeah, Isaac. Oh, yeah, Isaac's the other cunt of this season.
But like, you kind of like him in the beginning because he's like.
Oh yeah, no, but then you figure out what his intention is,
and then he does the thing that closes the season, and you're like, you can't. But also, you might have been doing the right thing because Otis was acting like a dick, but also,
yeah.
I was also like, how did he open her phone and delete that message? I was like, there's no way she doesn't have a password on her phone.
True. That's true.
Just picking up the semantics.
Yes, you know.
This is what we're here for. Cool part of the TV show.
I mean, that is what this is for. What other storylines did you want to touch on, I guess, before we sort of like continue to look forward to season 3 and throw out additional storylines that we want to see?
I guess just the one that sticks out to me as it is the one that I like dry heave heavy sobbed through. Oh,
are we talking about the Lily but not Lily?
Florence.
Yes.
She is the reason machine. I want to buy a yellow beret. Her costuming's really cute. Buy a yellow beret.
Oh yeah.
Really, yeah. Her costuming's great too. But yeah, I saw on socials or whatever that she would be an asexual character, and I got on the trailer, and then obviously other people watched this show before I got to it, and they were like, "Oh, she like." Did you get
to that episode before me?
I don't know. Maybe
I can't remember.
I might have, because I remember being like, "I'm crying, but I can't say why." But like I even before the, because I knew it was coming, I was watching the episode and it was even just Florence's entry into the scene, and I started just crying and sobbing because I knew what was going to happen. I knew that this scene was going to mean a lot. Like it had, like the scene had like not even started. Like
yeah,
and I just like sobbed through the whole, like that whole scene. I was like, where Jade is like, you're not broken. Because when she says she's broken, that's a very real feeling. That,
yeah. I understand that. Yeah.
That I have had, and that a lot of people in, as asexuals have had, that you're like, this society is so dominated with sex, and, you know, to not want to engage with it is, you feel abnormal, you feel weird. And to have that conversation on a show as big as sex education is,
Mm-hmm.
just like even the premise of having that conversation like brought me to tears. Like the actual conversation also brought me to tears, but it was, I think, more the premise of it even happening. And yeah, for her to be whatever Jean says, which is like the most amazing, like little excerpt. I'm gonna find it because I don't want to chop up what she says when she says sex doesn't make you whole, and so how could you ever be broken? And it was like fucking Jean hits it right on the spot. Yeah, and to have Florence kind of deal with it in a way that she's cast in the play as Juliet, and she doesn't like really like talk about stuff with her like other acting friends who are like, oh yeah, that guy's really hot. She's like, I don't really get what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's it. There it is. The representation. It's there.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that she doesn't really, she like kind of peppers in a romanticism a little bit, but it's not, and fully explored, but, baby steps on what is a largely ignored piece of sexuality sort of thing.
Yeah. That's true. And yeah, it is acknowledging the whole thing about like, for a lot of people, well, for some people, sex is not the end game. And it's okay that sex is not the end game, in terms of finding people attractive. Because yeah, that is a largely unacknowledged part of the community, and even people within the LGBTQIA plus community sort of need to continue to understand that the community is complex in and of itself. So it takes time. Like, you need to understand that everyone that stays within the community has a right to stay in the community. And you can't just, like, being gay doesn't exempt you from being a cunt.
Sure.
Let's make that very clear. Doesn't matter if you're gay, you're lesbian, you're bi, or you're queer. If you're a cunt, you're a cunt.
It doesn't matter who the fuck you are. If you're a bitch, you're a bitch.
Yes.
And it's like the show, the premise of sex education is to be accepting of sex.
Yeah.
Like, in of itself, it is kind of taboo to talk about in like these sort of dramatized retellings of high school life, which is an amazing feat. But then to acknowledge that's not something everybody does.
Yeah.
Or like, yeah, it's just, yeah. I don't know words. It's late.
Oh dear. It is very late. But yeah, there's I guess one last sort of thing that we touched on before, and I want to bring up again, is the whole Jackson's storyline.
I just don't even remember because I stopped liking him at some point, and I was like, oh.
He started tending to self-injury.
Oh yeah.
Because something was happening at home, and therefore, again, we're going down the psych route. So stuff happens at home, and therefore this is a reaction to what happens at home. So the breakdown of his parents' relationship causes him to self-injure. Hence why he did that to himself.
And he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to swim anymore either. So it's another.
No, yeah, it's his also wanting to stop going down the track that his parents want him to go down. It's him trying to be independent, but it's not happening. Therefore, this is a way out for him. Which is how then he gets to explore his own, like, where he belongs. And this is, again, very much a High School Musical sort of storyline.
I do like the
Jock goes into musical.
Like, it's, yeah. Well, Jock goes and does the cool Jock takes reprieve from the nerd.
Yes.
It's like,
I think I mentioned in my, like, massive sex ed thread that, something about High School Musical. It's like, is this a thing? And then, lo and behold, it does turn out to be fucking High School Musical. But yeah, it's one of those things that also I think is, like, comes under the realm of also toxic masculinity and, like, you know, what masculinity is. The dominant story of masculinity is you can't show pain. Well, you can't show pain. It's and you can't show vulnerability because that's a weakness, and we don't like. Weakness is a thing to exploit and manipulate, which is not healthy. Not a healthy way of looking at it.
Which is something really strange coming from Jackson, who has 2 mothers. Like, he's not really ever shown, like, a great form of toxic masculinity at home.
Yeah.
Or, like, even... Yeah, I don't know, maybe it's the lack of it that pushes him to showcase that he is a real man or something. I don't know.
But yeah.
Boys are confusing. I don't get it.
Men are trash. As we've learned, as we know, men are trash.
Can confirm. All of the male characters in this show are very, like, are highly problematic. Like, I would say more than the majority of the women characters.
Oh, definitely. This is a commentary on masculinity and how it needs to be cancelled somehow.
Even Otis. I'm like, yeah, Otis.
Yeah, Otis is broken too. He's not perfect.
We also got through an hour of talking about sex education and didn't mention Otis.
Yeah, we did. Well done to ourselves.
Not us for not mentioning the main character of the fucking show.
I mean, we didn't have to because
there's not many like different story arcs going on.
There are a lot more. In my opinion, Otis's story arc. He's very basic.
He's a straight white male. We get it after a certain point.
Yeah. But my God, the house party,
the dancing,
drunk Otis is interesting.
Oh God, hold on, where's that? There was a line in this recap. It's really good. Hold on, where is? Hold on, I'm gonna have to. Where the fuck is it? It was something about his dancing that I laughed at.
Oh, hang on. It's also too bad that Otis can't see himself dancing because he'll probably stop.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Well, yeah, it's like, yeah, it's too bad Jackson won't take Viv's help. It's also too bad that Otis can't see himself dancing, because otherwise he would stop. I don't know, he was pretty drunk, he wouldn't have stopped.
No. Well, he obviously didn't stop, given that him and Ruby, obviously fucked.
Yeah, what a surprise that was.
What a wild turn of events.
Yeah, talk about whiplash, that one. I was like...
Maybe, look,
and she was so casual
Otis
about it too. I was like, what? Surely...
Ruby was... Yeah, Ruby was very nonchalant about the whole situation. She was like, yeah, okay, sure, why not?
I was like, were you drunk? And you weren't surprised that you woke up next to the kid that you've been making fun of for the past, like, how many ever years we are into high school?
They're supposed to be like 6th form or something.
Yeah.
Or 5th form, which is like year 11 equivalent.
Anything outside of New South Wales doesn't make sense to me. Because I think the Queensland system is different, and the Victorian system is different, and then America does whatever the fuck it does with 3 schools. And
yeah.
I don't know.
It's a thing. It's a mood. But yeah. In terms of looking forward to season 3, we know it will be coming. We just don't know when. what else would you like to see happen next season? Would you like to see... We haven't had a gender non-conforming person on this show yet, have we?
No, we've had guys, we've had gals, but no non-binary pals.
No trans friendos as well?
No, there hasn't really been anything about gender.
Oh, maybe we will explore that next time.
Yes,
I'll be curious to see.
Gender diversity would be interesting.
Because I would think if one of the main characters was going to have a gender non-conforming storyline, maybe Ola?
Like, yeah, I reckon Ola could, but yeah.
I reckon...
I think it'd be worth introducing a new character, like they did with Florence, to explore something.
Maybe. Yeah. I would like to see, though, like, if we're going to introduce a separate character, and I want to see them interact more with the other main characters that we have, just to see what the dynamics would be and how they would interact.
Yeah, well, I'd love to see more of Florence. So
same.
Push more of them up. Also, I need Amy and Steve to get their shit together so they can be...
Oh, if Amy and Steve break up...
Oh, ruined. I'll be ruined.
Love is dead.
Dead. Doesn't exist.
Hey, what if Steve came out as bi?
And then they got in a three-way with Eric.
No, Adam. No, Raheem.
No, I think Raheem needs to go, personally.
Isaac needs to go too.
Look, I think Isaac... Look. I don't think Isaac is that problematic. Like...
It's a very grey... That was a very grey ending for his character.
I get he likes Maeve, and I get that he was, like, trying to deter... But, like, Maeve told him all of the stuff about what Otis did to her. Mm-hmm. And so, like, it's kind of... Like, I get it. Like, I'm not mad at him for it. Like, I get it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, open relationships.
Just everybody in the cast. Everybody.
We're going down the weird rabbit hole of like Sabrina orgy sort of.
That show went downhill real fast, may I add.
I guess there was a good reason why I stopped before I even finished season 1.
See, the thing about those CW shows is that I can't stop. Once I start it, I can't stop.
Dear me.
Like, I have seen every episode of Riverdale. Like, it's a problem.
My god. You need to be stopped.
I mean, I think there's only one more for this season, and...
Oh.
Is it supposed to be done? Or have they signed up for another season? They have, because Hermione, the woman that plays Hermione and the dude that plays Jughead's dad those actors have stepped out of the show.
Oh.
For next season.
Okay. Oh.
So there's another one.
Okay.
It's coming.
Oh dear. But yeah. Is there anything else you wanted to, I guess, final thoughts about this season? Would you rewatch it again?
I think I would rewatch season 2 for the fact that I enjoyed it, and I would rewatch season 1 purely because I don't remember what happens.
Okay.
So, like, it's a rewatchable show in its entirety, because I would go back and rewatch it in its entirety, but I would go back and rewatch season 2 on its own more often than I would season 1.
Fair enough. I think I would do the same, just because the amount of growth that happens in season 2 far outweighs what really happens in season 1 anyway.
A lot of season 1 is character building and settling in
you
for the long run.
establish the world and... Do you wish they put more episodes though per season? Or do you think eight is sufficient?
I think it was sufficient. I was...
Okay.
Yeah, no, I was happy with the... Any more, I think it would have been drawn out. Or we would have added arcs that wouldn't have had time to develop.
Wouldn't have resolved in time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough, yeah.
I think
true.
the writing of the show is incredible and is... They've given themselves enough time over those 8 episodes.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, there is, I think... We need shirtless Steve to make an appearance somewhere, I think, next season.
Just more Steve.
Just more Steve.
Like Steve.
He's a very sweet boy.
He means well.
So
he is good boy.
More Steve. Oh, what if they choose Steve as like...
What if they kill him and it becomes...
Oh, God. What if he gets... Well, no, we did have, like, an STD outbreak already.
Wasn't... Oh, no. I was like, wasn't that fake? Yeah. And I was like, no.
No, it was very real. That's where the whole wash your hands, you dirty pig.
Which is still
that
relevant.
Line will, to this day, and forevermore... Oh, that line is such a fucking mood, right about now. But yeah, so that's going to be it, basically. I can't remember if we do socials, personal socials on this one. I think we do. So Anastasia, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter, which I use both sparingly, at Anastasia Moen.
Sweet. If you want to come find me, I'm also on Twitter and Instagram as Abangpinoy, ABANGPINOY. If you want to come find us, we use the Great Mates Podcast socials, so find us on Twitter and Instagram as GR8MHS Podcast. If you want to come listen to us, we are available on basically every platform. So Apple Podcasts, Spotify, basically, yeah, whatever platform you use usually to listen to podcasts, we should be there. If you want to come send us recommendations for stuff to watch, and therefore we'll have more episodes for Spoilers for Days, let us know through those accounts as well. So yeah, sub to this if you enjoyed this episode, sub to our one-on-one interview show Spoilers for Days, sub to our main show Great Mates Podcast, and also just keep an eye out for more shows that might be happening, like new shows.
This boy
like
be
new
busy.
Podcasts. We are in this time of self-isolation. We'll be pushing out a lot more content across all our shows. So keep an eye out on our socials as well. But that's going to be it for now. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Hola.
Where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going?